Welcome to the inaugural TECC Talk at TECC West. My name is Justin Gilbert. I'm the director and principal here at TECC West, and today we have a couple of guests with us. We have Miss Maddie Mackey. She is our counselor here at TECC West, and we also have Miss Jennifer Surgison, who is our assistant principal here at TECC West. And so, this being our first episode, we are going to cover some things regarding registration. The registration's coming up beginning in January, and it's a very important time for students all over the district as they prepare for their future. And so I want to thank our AV students. This is 100% student-produced and edited and all of those things. Thank Mr. Poirier for the use of his podcast studio here with us this morning. And really just look forward to our first production. Again, the purpose is to talk about registration. Parents, we want to answer some questions, give you some resources, students as well. That way you have those things to consider so that as registration begins in January, that you're prepared and you know kind of what you're wanting to do. And so with Miss Mackey, we're excited. Miss Mackey has joined us this year for her first year here at TECC West, and she has a lot of experience in the counseling world, both at the middle school and the high school level. But I'm going to allow her to just briefly introduce herself and everything that she wants y'all to know about her.
Well, hi, Justin. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm loving my time at TECC West. I have been in education for about 24 years. I've done elementary school, middle school, high school, and now the Tech Center. So it's fun to be here. I'm excited to talk about registration today.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. And then we have Miss Surgison, who is my right-hand person, and she is just fantastic in everything that she does. I'm going to let her say a few things.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here also. And been in education, a previous math teacher, high school teacher for many years, and jumped into the administrative role about 8 years ago. And happy to be here at TECC West and happy to answer any questions that we can provide for registration.
I'm so blessed to have these two working alongside of me here on campus, and the things that they do for students and kids and teachers is just outstanding. So thank you both for joining us today and giving us the information that the kids are going to need as they move forward in their academic career. And so the purpose again today is to discuss some registration. And Ms. Mackey, I know you have a lot of experience with this. We're going to start with maybe the middle school, so the current 8th graders that will be registering for their 9th grade year. Explain to us a little bit about that process and what that looks like.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. 8th grade is a very fun time to register for high school. They're going into 9th grade. They're very excited, but they're also scared because they're not exactly sure what to do. So it starts out making 4-year plan, which is very important. We'll talk about that a little bit later. They'll talk with their counselors and register, but they also have an opportunity to talk with their high school counselor, their 9th grade counselor. They will be coming over to their campus and checking their registration cards. So that's really exciting for them. It's really explained really well on our website and their website when all the registration information goes out.
Okay. And so in 8th grade, I heard you say they develop a 4-year plan. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So does that drive their academic planning throughout high school?
Yes, they... It's a little confusing at first because they're not exactly sure, so that's able to be changed throughout their high school career. Once they get into high school and figure out what their niches and what they want to do, they can go back and change that. But it is important to review it often so they know if they need to take anything else outside of school or if they want to go a different pathway.
As a freshman, these are current 8th graders, so as a freshman, what kind of courses can they expect to take over here with us at TECC West?
They can expect to take level 1 type courses. We are going to come up with a 1-pager. So our 1-pager will be specific to our 9th graders, our current 8th graders going into 9th grade. Because that is registration, again, going into high school is a little confusing for them. And so we want to simplify that. And so it'll be a 1-pager that just gives the courses they can take, if there's any prerequisites that they might need. It'll have a QR code that takes them to the website so they can review those courses as well. And those will be available to their counselors and at any events that we're having.
Awesome. That sounds like a great process there that you've developed, Miss Mackey, and we look forward to seeing what that's going to look like in the spring. I will say, as a former middle school assistant principal and a former high school assistant principal, and now sitting in this role at Tech West, our freshman students, that time from 8th grade to 9th grade is a huge transition period. And, some kids struggle with that, especially since our classes over here are double blocked. I mean, they're 2.5 hours long. We really encourage freshmen to get high school started at their home campuses under their belt before they commit to coming over here, because it's a completely additional transition that we see students, especially if they're here with us in the first semester of their freshman year, kind of struggle with that. And so students and parents, my advice to you as you go through these academic plans, let's really get those requirements of credits as a freshman, as many of those things out of the way as you can. And that all goes into the academic planning that will be provided with counselors at your campuses. And so, I think let's get the students registered, get them ready for their freshman year. We look forward to, hosting those students here on campus, as they form their schedules. What about at 9th grade campuses, 9 or 9-10 campuses? We have unique situations in our district. The Colony is a comprehensive high school, and so, they don't have a separate 9 or 10 grade campus. Then you have the Triad, which has 9 and 10 at Kilo and at Harmon, and then, of course, the 9th grade campuses at Marcus and Flower Mound, as well as Hebron. Is there any differences there that what they're going to get, being freshmen going into their sophomore year?
Yeah, it's unique for each of our campuses, and it might be a little bit different. Fortunately, they will have some experience with the high school registration process. If they're a 9th grade going to 10, 11, and 12 campus, their counselor will come over and see them at the 9th grade campus. Now, if they're going into 10th grade and they're going into 10th grade to 11, 12 campus. Okay, guys, y'all are just going to have to edit that out. Okay, if they are my 9th graders that are going to a campus that has 10th grade with them, they'll see their current counselor and they'll talk about registration there. One of the things that LISD does pretty well, I think, is that they have their registration website. And so every campus will display that, communicate it, send it out. It's real important for all of our kiddos to be looking at their emails, our websites, so they can click on the unique website to them and they know what to do.
Awesome. And then you have your main campuses, your, LHS, the 11, 12 grade campus, as well as your other campuses in the district. Is that process very similar there as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you have any information on when the district opens registration so students can get in there and access to register for their courses for the 25-26 school year?
That's a great question. That's a question I get all the time. A lot of kids want to know, when can they register? They're coming to my office, sending emails. So I have that here. For my middle school kiddos, it's going to open on February 12th. And then it's going to close February 21st. So they have a little time there to talk with their counselor, look at their 4-year plan, go to our website, and kind of figure out what they're wanting to do. With high school, our kiddos, they're going to open up for registration February 3rd, and it's going to close February 12th. And so again, they'll need to be doing the same thing, looking at their 4-year plan, go to the website and see what is available for them, and if they need any prerequisites, things like that.
It sounds like the timeline's going to work perfectly, because we're going to talk about this here in just a few minutes, but the elective fairs that home campuses have, they're going to happen before registration opens so that students have a chance to see all the opportunities that they have in LISD, and specifically here at Tech West, for them to enroll in these courses. And so there'll be ways that students and families can get more information, get more educated about the program of study that they may be interested in taking here on campus with us. Ms. Urgison, switching gears just a touch, the importance of academic planning is huge, and with your plethora of experience from an assistant principal and administrative standpoint, how important is it that they get that right? And we always get the question of, well, we get two questions really. One is transportation provided to our campus? What does kind of our schedule look like? And then the other is, well, if I'm in athletics, if I play softball, or if I play football, baseball, basketball, whatever sport they may be in, or if I'm in the band, is there room in the schedule for students to commit a double block and come over and take courses with us?
You are 100% correct. That is questions that we received often. So our students come to us either first and second period for both of those periods, or in the afternoon, third and fourth period. Buses are provided from their home campus to get them here and to get them back to their campus for lunch and whatever classes they have over there. And then in terms of the academic planning, Ms. Mackey is 100% correct when she talked about how important that is and how important it is to review that 4-year plan that they have come up with. So if you wanting to take a program that's a 4-semester or 2-year program, you really have to plan ahead to get your core courses taken care of, your fine arts, all the requirements needed for graduation. And when you're doing that, and as you're reviewing that, it's important to remember that we do have VLA in our district for students that can't fit it into their schedule. They're able to take a VLA class, a night school class, if they would need to in order to get all of those requirements in and still participate at our Tech West campus in the program that they choose. If students are participating in athletics and fine art or any of the other band, any of the other things that LISD offers to students, that academic planning, again, is important so that they can make sure that they can find the room in the schedules and be able to participate at the Tech West campus. When there is conflict, sometimes we're able to move that around, move schedules around, make changes. And it also just, at the end of the day, comes down to choices.
You said something that I would just like for you to clarify for our listeners who may not know. You said VLA. What exactly is VLA?
So that is a virtual online learning that has many, many classes. You could take your economics or your government. You can take various math classes, all kinds of options through VLA. If it can fit in the school schedule of the day, then that's provided free of charge. And then if you need to take it outside of the school day, there is a charge to take VLA classes.
So lots of opportunities for students to plan to be here with us.
Yes.
And that starts early as 8th grade year. It's hard to believe that kids in 8th grade have to kind of make a path and choose which direction they want to go. But that's just where we are. It's exciting, as we move towards that time of registration. We've been talking about next year now for at least a couple of months and already start that planning, and we're not even to Christmas yet. But, we look forward to that process. Ms. Mackey, when registration closes, so you gave the date, I believe it was February the 12th, registrations close. What's the next steps there?
Well, all the counselors are going to be very busy at work, cleaning up that and looking into it. One of our next steps is the rubric. Is that where you were going with this?
Absolutely. Yeah, tell us about that.
So there is a rubric that's going to go out from the district to our kiddos that registered for a Career Center class. And it's very important that they fill this out. This helps us go in and see which students would be a great fit for these programs that are eligible for these programs. There's questions in there that have, like their grade, their ID, what their interests are, anything like that would help us. So if you don't fill that out, that doesn't really help us fit you with the program.
Okay.
You must fill those out.
Okay. So on that rubric, they need to be pretty specific and maybe elaborate on some of the questions that they're asked about why they want to be involved. I'll use the example of AV production. I mean, this is all student-driven, student-produced right here, and this is what it's like over here at Tech West, and it's a very special place. We want the students that, if they want to go into the field, we want to try to figure out how to make it happen and do everything we can to help them as they plan their academic future. And so make sure students and parents, actually it goes to the students' Skyward email, or the district email, not the parents. The parents, you won't get this. So students, you are responsible for completing that process and filling out that form when you get that email, because I believe that goes out as soon as registration closes, correct?
That's correct. And another great thing about this is sometimes kids are confused about what a program might be. And so if they are pretty elaborate and they're telling us what they're looking forward to, we can sometimes catch that and say, well, this wouldn't be the program for you. Let's look at something else.
Awesome.
I would also add to be on the lookout for informational meetings in May for the programs that they're interested in. As new entry level or first year students, you might want to come to those information nights, and some of them are mandatory because they give you a lot of information. I'll take culinary for example. There's some dress code with that. There's some fees that are with that, and it talks a lot about that it's not just making food and eating food is a lot more than just cooking class.
They're not making brownies and cookies over there in the culinary program?
They're doing a lot of learning on behind the scenes and a lot of cleaning.
A lot of cleaning. Well, that's part of that certification piece that they've got to have in that IBC. You touched on something there about informational nights. And so with us moving into registration, each home campus or most home campuses offer an elective fair, and that's an event that's after school, available for students and parents alike to attend to gain more information on all the options and opportunities that students have in Louisville in LISD. And so we have some elective fairs that we will be attending, members from our staff and departments on campus at those elective fairs who will be available to answer questions and, kind of point students and parents in the right direction for programming. And so, Ms. Mackey, do you have those dates in front of you that we could share real quick?
I do, Mr. Gilbert. And we kick off with the TECC West Community Night on Thursday the 16th. So that's January Thursday the 16th. And I will say I've been very impressed by these nights. It's exciting. You get to see hands-on the programs and the different things, the instructors. So that one is amazing. However, I know how schedules are, so there's lots of different things to go to. Each of our campuses, or most of them, host something. So January 21st, we have the Colony. They will host something from 6 to 7. And then we have Flower Mound High School on January 28th. They're hosting 6 to 8 p.m. On January 29th, Flower Mound 9 is doing 5 to 6 p.m. On January 30th, Marcus 9 is doing 6 to 8 p.m. On January 29th, Marcus High School is also doing, I missed that one, Marcus High School is also hosting 6 to 7:30. And on 30th, LHS Kilo is doing 6:30 to 7:45 p.m. And then February 4th is Hebron 9, 4:45 to 6:15 p.m. That's a lot of dates and a lot of times, but they can go to the registration site. The district puts that out. They can also go to their home campus site. There will be a registration link there to give all this information.
Yeah, so, the event that we host here is Community Night on January 16th, and our Spring Community Night is always our very well attended because of registration. Students that are new to the district or new going into high school, we see a lot of the younger students and parents that attend that and are just blown away with what the opportunities are here on campus with us. And, so we encourage you, parents and students, if you get a chance, come see us on January the 16th from 5:30 to 7. You'll have an opportunity to see all things on this campus, visit with our staff directly to get, specific information about each one of their programs, because each one of them is unique. But then we will also have representatives at those elective fairs. And so, parents, we encourage you to stop by and see us. All that information will be found on your home campus's webpage or through email. So just make sure that you are staying up to date with that communication so that we can, hope to see you and visit with you and meet you and tell you about all the great things that are happening here on campus. And, the last thing I think we need to look at, too, is what kind of resources do we have, Ms. Mackey, that students and parents will be able to see as far as all of our offerings and the communication that's put out by TECC West?
So there's a few different things. One thing that will be going out is what we already mentioned, our 9th grade one-pager. We've also tweaked our course card this year, and I feel like it's very helpful. It offers a lot of information on it about the sequence of our courses, the grade level, if there's science credit, math credit, fine art credit that's associated with it. It tells them what IBC they could earn. So the course card is very handy. Also, if you wanted more information, our website also has the sequence of our course card, of our courses and our pathways, and gives a description of what that looks like. We also have, the district has the CDG that you can also look our courses up there.
Okay, so we'll have resources there that those parents can refer to and students can see. The biggest thing on our campus is course sequencing, making sure that they take the courses in the correct order so that they can be program completers. Now, Ms. Surgeon, I know you do a lot of work on program completers.
Yes, sir.
And, tell us about what the requirements are for students to be a program completer, include any kind of certifications, what the state is saying, so that we meet their definition of CCMR, which is, parents, if you're not familiar with, or students, the college, career, and military readiness. So what does that look like for us?
Well, Mr. Gilbert, that's a good question. The TEA, which is the Texas Education Agency, says that a student is a completer or CCMR ready, career, college, military ready, when they have 3 or more courses at the Career Center for 4 or more credits and earn an IBC, which is an industry-based certificate for their program of study.
Well, that's awesome. And, so when students come over here for 18 weeks, how many credits do they get?
When they come over for 18 weeks, they have 2 credits. They have the opportunity to earn 2 credits.
So essentially, if I'm hearing you correctly, if they come over here for 2 full semesters, they would meet CCMR?
That's correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, lots of opportunities for students. And, on our course card that Miss Mackey had said, I'm going to walk through that real quick, and y'all can see that on the screen as you see the display there, and I'm going to kind of go through it. But it's divided up by program of study. So we have agriculture, food, and natural resources, and all of our courses within that program of study. That's actually divided up into 5 different areas. Animal science, which is a non-veterinary pathway. Applied agricultural engineering, which is mainly our ag mechanics program that we have here. Environmental and natural resources, that we commonly call it wildlife. So it's the study of in the environment and natural resources and how to manage those and conserve those things. Then we have floral design. Floral design is an awesome program that we have here. It actually counts as a fine arts credit. So if students are not wanting to take a traditional art class or a theater class or band or choir or whatever that may be, they could come over here and take a floral class and learn how to design flowers and get an industry certification out of that. So that's a pretty big deal. Then we also have our horticulture program. That's plant science. For those of you that don't know what horticulture is, we find a lot of 8th graders and freshmen don't really understand what horticulture is, but we have an awesome greenhouse. We have some great facilities here that students get hands-on experiences in. Then we have our vet science program. That's a 2-year program where students get out with their CVA. And so that's under the agricultural and natural resources program of study. Then we have architecture and construction. We have our electrical program and our HVAC, or our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. We have to spell that out sometimes because students don't understand what that is. And those programs have just exploded. The need for those with the particular technical skills and training is huge in our area and in that industry. And, that older workforce, y'all's retiring. And And, we've got to have students that come in and take the place of those folks as they retire, so we have enough people to meet the needs of our DFW Metroplex. Then we have Arts AV, and, again, that's why we're here today, and I want to thank the students for their participation and their production today. This is actually their final exam, and I think it's awesome because it's very hands-on, it's practical, and this is what it's all about. And so we thank them for their time this morning. But there's lots of opportunities to do this. So students, if you're interested in doing podcasting, if you're interested in doing different things video-wise, we focus on media here, short films. We enter the UIL contest. There's a lot of great things that can be happening in AV production. Then we have our health science. That is a very, very popular program here, both at Tech West and at Tech East. We offer those at both campuses. The only difference is the practicum levels. And so the practicum levels are different, and they're offered at different campuses. Here we offer medical assisting and healthcare rotations, and over at East they offer the dental program as well as pharmacy tech. And so they have those opportunities to participate there. We also have our dual credit firefighter program through NCTC, and students, that's an excellent way. Have to be a junior to get involved in that piece there. And you come out certified, pretty much you can get hired on with the fire department as soon as you graduate high school. You have your EMT certification, you get your paramedic, and you're good to go. We had several students last year, and they're making $75,000 a year, y'all. Can you believe that?
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
I mean, students don't often have that opportunity coming out right out of high school. Our culinary program is on the back page under hospitality and tourism, and Miss Mackey said they don't just make cookies and brownies, right?
No, sir, they do not.
But they actually get their ServSafe management certificate. So we have students that go through our program that can go out and physically run a restaurant with that certification, because that's what's required in the industry. So very, very popular program, begins spring of sophomore year, and then predominantly for 11th and 12th graders. Then we have cosmetology. Obviously, cosmetology is a very popular program here on our campus, and it's a 2-year program, requires a commitment their junior and senior year. Here over at Tech East, they actually start the spring of their sophomore year in that program. So a little bit different structure, but same opportunity for students to go through and earn that certification. Underneath that, we have our information technology program of study, and here we offer internetworking. It's a networking program and a cybersecurity program, and I guess y'all know just how big that industry's going and the need for kids to come in there and get that training so they're workforce ready, right?
Absolutely. You hear a lot of advertising about cybersecurity and networking.
And students, if you watch TV, there's lots of commercials on it, identity theft and all those types of things. A huge thing, a huge industry that honestly, those jobs hadn't even been created yet. And I think that's the biggest piece, that, we need people entering those fields of study, and students going in there, they can take classes here, get their certifications, and move on. Then we also have manufacturing. Our manufacturing consists of our wood manufacturing and engineering program. It's the old school wood shop on steroids, is the best way I can describe it. There's a lot of technology involved, some engineering pieces. Students that go through that in the second course get a math credit. So I encourage you to look at those things, and parents and students, one of those, take advantage of that community night. Come see what the opportunities that are available here on our campus. And then we also have welding in that program of study, and welding is very, very popular. We're excited to state that, welding will be offered at Tech East as well next year, because there's so much interest in it, and look forward to partnering with them in instruction and working with those future students. Over here next year, the law enforcement program that is currently at Tech East will be moving over here to Tech West to join us here on campus with our forensics program. And so students can go through and be be a CCMR completer that go through our law and public service. Then we have transportation, distribution, and logistics. On our campus, we have auto collision. And auto collision, I can't even believe the talent that some of these students have. I mean, I wish they would give a fine arts credit for that class. Students are taking a piece of just flat metal and they're making these little mini hoods. I should have brought an example today, and I just didn't. So come see us at Community Night. You'll get to see an example of all the things, the creative things that our students are doing and the things that they're making. And so I want to close it out today. Miss Mackey, do you have anything else to add that we didn't talk about? Or Miss Surgison, jump in there.
No, I don't think I have anything to add. I'm happy to answer any questions by email or phone. We're excited for next year for our registration process.
I think the course card would be a great benefit to sit down and take a look at. And the website, make sure that you visit the website so that you can see what is required, as we talked about, and what you might be interested in. And part of our name is exploration. So come over and try a course, see if that's what you like. And if not, you figured something out and you can try something else.
So I hear you say that the parents can save a little money?
They can save a little money. That's right. When they figure out what they want to do before they get out of high school, then we're not changing gears halfway through a career or through college.
You know, I say that because we always, it never fails, y'all, that we have a health science student or a veterinary science student that come over here and they want to get into that industry, and then they realize they can't handle blood.
Right.
Or those activities in those labs that they do in those classes. And so better figure it out now than to pay however much money at the college level and have to change course.
Yes.
And more school and more time. So again, AV students, Mr. Poirier, thank you for the use of our podcast room this morning, and really enjoyed this. Look forward to future episodes. We are going to be working on creating these for each program as just providing updates to parents and students in the coming months, all student produced here on campus at Tech West, and future episodes of that podcast will be available on our website as well as YouTube. But parents, for more information, if you are interested in just looking at all of our campus has to offer, visit our website at www.lisd.net/TECC, TECC-W. And then also, I would encourage you to take a look at our course card district-wide and see what all the opportunities are available in LISD for students at the secondary level. And so look forward to seeing y'all in January at our different elective fairs, and here at our community night on January the 16th. Come by, say hello, introduce yourself. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have and showcase all the excellent things that are happening here at Tech West. Ms. Mackey, Ms. Surgison, thank you so much for joining me this morning and providing that feedback and that information on our programs of study and on registration. And we look forward to a great spring semester. Parents and students, thank you for taking time to listen to this. If you have any questions, again, seek us out at those elective fairs, seek us out at Community Night. We would be glad to help. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have had a great new year, and look forward to seeing you next year or in years to come. Have a great day.